All right, today we're going to step away from Esau, who we talked about yesterday. And if you didn't watch yesterday's, I think it'd be really good for you to go back and check that one out. It was a lot of cautionary tales there for you in how Esau responded to what has been happening in his life and life of his family. So now we're going to transition over to Jacob, who has left his family. He's going to his mother's family because he's got to get away from his brother. Remember, Esau has plotted to kill him. Esau's just simply waiting on Isaac to die so he can kill Jacob. So he finds himself alone, middle of nowhere. It's kind of a scary spot. But God reaches out to him in that moment. Verse 10 says, "Meanwhile, Jacob left Beersheba and traveled toward Haran. At sundown, he arrived at a good place to set up camp and stop there for the night. Jacob found a stone to rest his head against and lay down to sleep. As he slept, he dreamed of a stairway that reached from the earth up to heaven. And he saw the angels of God going up and down the stairway." So he's traveling east towards the lands of his ancestors. He's going back towards the homeland of Abraham is what he is doing here. And the setting is interesting. Where he is at, he is in the middle of nowhere. He's all alone with a rock for a pillow. That sounds like a pretty bad spot to be in. Sleeping on the ground by yourself with your head on a rock. Doesn't sound very comfortable. But it really kind of matches where he's at overall. He's alone physically, but he's also kind of alone spiritually. He's estranged from his family. He's had to flee, and he's had to flee because of his own deceptions. He didn't trust God to give him what God had promised. He got involved and decided to work it out for himself and to fix it. Abraham did the same thing, and it caused nothing but problems in his family either. And so his tent's been replaced by nothing. Instead of a bed, he's got the ground. Instead of a pillow, he's got a rock. It's a pretty tough spot. And he's dreaming here. He had a dream. And he's dreaming about these angels going up and down this ladder. This is the famous Jacob's ladder. An actual better translation here would be stairway of the Hebrew. So it may have not been Jacob's ladder, but Jacob's stairway, but we always, call it Jacob's ladder. So as he is there, he sees these angels going up and down this ladder or stairway that reach up to the top of heaven. So what was that for? See, I think it was God's way of telling Jacob and telling us that he's in communication. These angels going up and down, carrying messages to God, bringing provisions from God. It's showing Jacob that God is connected to the earth, that he cares about the things that are happening, that he cares about Jacob. It was God's way in a very difficult moment when Jacob felt so isolated of reaching out to him to say, "You're not alone." None of us are when we know God. See you guys tomorrow.